literature review, which is first I'm going to talk about the financial risk. Financial risk is a type of danger that can result in the loss of capital to interest parties for governments, where this can means they are unable to control monetary policy and default on bonds or other debt issues. Where corporations also face the possibility of default and debt they undertake but may also experience failure in an undertaking, the causes of financial burdens on the business. Based on Oscar Guzman 2018, the survey of monetary risk is less related to the daily operation and bigger amount of debt will incur to finance those operations. The duties of business officials and corporate finance officials are completely mediocre and are readily distinguish the emerging financial risk and take appropriate measures to prevent and control the strategic distance as far away from the financial loss and financial decline as possible. Where this was essayed by Wen Qinfan, Wen Shendong, and Zhu Liu on 2018. Financial risk is a major issue for every commercial enterprise in all around the world, where financial risk manager (FRM) exams have become one of the focus of among the financial experts in every country. Liquidity risk is the ability of a firm, company, or even an individual to pay its debts without suffering catastrophic losses. Conversely, liquidity risks stem from the lack of marketability of an investment that can be bought or sold quickly enough to prevent or minimize a loss. It is typically related in unusual wide bid-ask spread or large price movement. Liquidity risks occur when an individual, investor, business, or financial institution cannot meet its short-term debt obligations. The investor or entity might be unable to convert an asset into cash without giving up the capital and income due to lack of buyers or an inefficient market. According to Rachel 2018, liquidity risk is the risk that a company or individual will not be able to meet short-term financial obligations due to the inability to convert assets into cash without incurring a loss, where this is most often occur when assets such as security cannot be sold without incurring a loss. Security cannot be sold for a reasonable price due to a lack of a buyer, large price movement, or widened bid-ask spread. Liquidity risk occurs when a business or individual holds an asset that they want to sell in order to meet financial obligations, but cannot do so without selling it below its market value. The general definition of liquidity risk becomes from combination of two types of liquidity risk, which are market liquidity risk and funding liquidity risk. Market liquidity risk refers to the risk that an asset cannot be sold on a market without incurring a loss, while funding liquidity risk refers to the inability to meet financial obligations caused by a lack of funding. Okay, next is about return on assets. Return on assets is a financial ratio that shows the percentage of profit of a company earned in relation to its overall sources. It is commonly defined as net income divided by total assets. Net income is derived from the income statement of the company and is the profit after tax. ROA is a financial ratio to help analyzer to analyze the profitability of a company, where ROA also measures the amount of profit a company generates as a percentage relative to its total assets. Put another way, ROA answers the question how much money is made from the net income of what a company needs, which is assets. Return on asset is also a comparison metric that can be used to examine past performance of a company or view similar companies side by side. Next is about operational risk. Operational risks summarize the uncertainties and hazard a company faces when it attempts to do its day-to-day business activities within a given field or industry. The Wharton 2002 declared that the benefit of managing operational risk is the great importance due to the fact that while innovative financing techniques have reduced credit and market risks, where it has expanded operational risk within the bank. Operational risk management is a challenge that every company must face, where identifying and preventing operational risk before it becomes a serious problem is really important, where it's literally a factor in ensuring company going in concern. According to Operational risk management is a challenge that every company must face. Identifying and preventing operational risk become its serious problem, where literally a factor in ensure company going in concern. According to Michael Rosenberg, managing risk can literally mean the difference between a company being profitable and being bankrupt. He also added that ignoring operational risk leads to significantly higher insurance rates, turnover, lost time, and most importantly, brand degradation. Next is profitability. Profitability is the basic goal of business roaming. Without productivity, company will not be able